While superheroes may be a work of fiction, their origin stories are closer to reality than you think. From dealing with illness to studying remotely with a spiritual leader, the people in this video could star in the next Marvel or DC installment. Here are 10 people who gained real superpowers after mysterious discoveries. Be sure to turn off your laser vision because you'll need your eyes and supersonic hearing for our quiz. Pay close attention. Enhance your video streaming superpowers by subscribing to our channel. Be sure to click on that red subscribe button by using the power of your pointer finger. Hey, keep your minds out of the gutter. Radhakrishnan Velu. Imagine discovering a form of meditation that gives you superhuman strength. That's exactly what happened to Radhakrishnan Velu. Along with meditation and jaw exercises, Velu managed to set a world record for pulling a 7-car, 328-ton train over 9 feet of tracks using a steel rope clenched in his mouth. He has been appropriately dubbed King Tooth, which is a pretty cool name for a superhero. Who knew that superhuman strength could be found within us through careful meditation and concentration? Tai Nyak. If you live a busy lifestyle, then the need for sleep can certainly be a pain, especially since it can take 6 to 10 hours of your time. But for Tai Nyak, sleep is no longer a part of his life after he became sick. When he recovered, Nyak found that he couldn't fall asleep, and yet he didn't feel tired. For about 40 years, this 70-year-old farmer has been studied and filmed by people who want to learn more about his sleep disorder, as well as people who try to debunk his claims. Nyak is one of few people in the world with a sleepless disorder, and his productivity is double of what the normal human being can accomplish. David Tammet. At the age of 3, David Tammet suffered an epileptic fit. When he recovered, he found he was obsessed with counting. This has continued throughout his life, and in 2004 he was diagnosed with autism and is an actual savant. He can solve complex math equations at incredible speeds, and unlike other mathematical geniuses, he can explain the how and why of his thinking. He speaks 7 languages and is currently working on devising his own language. Ma Xianggang. Ma Xianggang can light up any room he walks into. Literally. While trying to fix his television, Xianggang came in contact with a live wire, but instead of getting shocked, he felt nothing. As it turns out, Xianggang has a condition that causes extremely dry skin, and it makes him store electricity for periods of time. He can even illuminate a light bulb just by holding it in his hands. He uses his superpower to give people massages, which he calls electrotherapy. So don't worry, he won't be trying to take over the world anytime soon. Daniel Kish. Ever since he was a baby, Daniel Kish has been blind, but he hasn't let that stop him from becoming a real-life Batman. If you're thinking The Dark Knight, think more literal. Kish has developed a sonar technique called echolocation, where he can get a mental picture of the world around him by clicking his tongue. He reads how the sound bounces off different surroundings and can adjust from there. It is similar to the process that bats use to read sound waves. Luckily, echolocation is a technique that can be shared with the world. Alright everyone, it's time for our quiz. We hope you're paying attention because the answer lies within this video. They say that an elephant never forgets, but can a human never forget as well? Stay tuned for the correct answer at the end of the video. Liddell Simpson. Is it possible to still hear even though you're deaf? Before jumping to the obvious answer, let us introduce you to Liddell Simpson. Even though he is deaf, he says he's never had a silent day in his life. How? He has a condition called synesthesia, and he first noticed it around the age of 4 to 5 when he first got hearing aids. Everything around him has a sound, and he was almost institutionalized for hearing voices. What does it sound like? Simpson compares the sounds to the sound of techno, which means that it constantly sounds like a dance party inside his head. Liu Thao Lin. He is known as Magneto Man because metal sticks to Liu Thao Lin's skin. He was a contractor for most of his life and discovered his superpower at the age of 60 when his tools were sticking to him. The Malaysian man has done shows for charity events, including pulling a half-ton vehicle using a metal plate on his stomach. But if you think Lin is magnetic, think again. He actually has a condition where his skin is super sticky. His children have the same condition as well, which means that superpowers are contagious. Jill Price. We have all had moments in life when we want to forget, but we have also had moments where we wish we could recall an event, but it's faded from our memory. Jill Price doesn't have that issue. Price came forward to researchers at the University of California, Irvine, claiming that she can remember every detail of her life since she was 14 years old. It started when she was 8 years old. At first, she wasn't believed, but after testing, she was the first diagnosed case of hyperthymesia. Scientists have recently discovered that the condition is linked to obsessive-compulsive disorder. Oliver Sacks. When Oliver Sacks was a young medical doctor, he decided to experiment with his tolerance of drugs like cocaine, PCP, and uppers. He obviously passed out, but when he awoke, he discovered that he had a heightened sense of smell. He could even identify people who were dozens of feet away, and it wasn't like these people were smelly. The superpower only lasted for about 3 weeks, and it went away as fast as it appeared. What caused the superpower? Sacks thinks it was a seizure in his temporal lobe. Wim Hof. Known as the Iceman, Wim Hof is like a real-life Elsa, and the cold never bothers him anyway. After discovering meditation and the works of monks who could regulate their body temperature, Hof developed his own technique for withstanding the cold. Don't believe it? Hof has scaled Mount Everest in shorts as well as complete a marathon with no water. He baffled scientists after staying submerged in ice for 2 hours. Like Vilu, who could become a superhuman with meditation, Hof became the Iceman. Is it possible that a human can never forget? The answer is yes, and Jill Price is the prime example of that phenomenon. Feeling like you want to become a superhero with superpowers? Tell us in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. If you're enjoying what you're watching, then check out these other awesome videos from the richest. See you next time. Bye-bye.